welcome to another episode of Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. I'm Dan, and over there shaking his head and shaking what his mama gave him is Charlie. Charlie, say hello to everyone.
That wasn't another butt joke, was it?
No, I was talking about your big head this time.
Oh,
that your mom did give you. You didn't get no butt.
I didn't get no butt.
No,
Again, we just keep bringing that up. I guess I brought it up this time. That's my fault.
You make up for it with giant melon though, so you're okay.
Giant melon, big beard,
tiny hands.
What is with the tiny hand thing? I still don't get the joke.
That one I don't know 100% yet. I don't understand that one 100% either. But
I'm like 6'5", almost 300 pounds. These hands aren't tiny.
I guess they're not as big as people expect them for your frame, I guess is the point.
Sure, let's go with that. Why are we on this? Hi, everybody.
Mine's tiny. I know.
You do have tiny hands.
That's all right. Makes everything else look bigger. So, everyone, welcome to this week's episode. First and foremost, we would like to congratulate Charlie and Nate on getting out the first episode of Give Me Back My Horror Movies. If you haven't listened to it yet, well, it's the episode right before this on the same exact feed.
Yep.
Go back and listen to that. So, Charlie, good job on that, guys. It was entertaining. I'm not a horror fan, but I do need to check out that movie because it sounded interesting.
It's one that I would count that people need to see. I mean, even if you like some of the later movies, like Underworld, Blade, stuff like that, Near Dark is one that you really need to watch. But no, we had a blast on that one.
I just want to see Paxton.
Worth it for Paxton. 100% worth it for Paxton.
I want to see it for that. So,
yep.
All right. So you have another one of those coming out. Should be next week.
Yeah.
As you're listening, as this drops.
As this one drops, we'll be on a weekly schedule. So starting with this episode, every Tuesday a new episode's going to drop. This month being October, you will get the Halloween special of Give Me Back My Horror Movies, followed by the Halloween special of Give Me Back My Action Movies, and we have special guests for both episodes.
Do we have a guest for this one? Did you tell me that? You may have told me that.
I did.
I've hit my head a lot as a young man.
I could say one thing, but I guess it gives it away. It's our one and only returning. Well, no, not one and only. We have a returning guest that's not Nate.
Okay, so Sludge.
Sludge is coming. I gave Sludge the option of the two movies, and Dan, even though I'm making you watch this one that we're getting ready to do. We'll announce it, on the group. Be glad I didn't have you watch the one that we're actually doing for the horror movie.
Okay, so I know which one we're doing for both of them. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
The one for the horror movie sounded so bad that I kind of was interested in it. So I'll listen to the episode.
Listen to the episode. And our guest for that one we're bringing on Pete from Good Beer Bad Movie.
Yeah, he needs to be on that one.
And I invited him before we all watched the movie because this is another cold watch. None of us had seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of like Hellbound, where we go in blind. I watched it the other night, and I'm looking forward to talking about it. So.
Speaking of Hellbound and blind, if you guys don't get that reference, you need to listen to that episode.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, talking about going into movies cold, I've never seen this movie, Showdown in Little Tokyo.
So, as people know, as we're doing this show, I'm trying to hit all of our classic action movie heroes and actors. Not so much every single movie, but we've done Chuck Norris, Stallone, Schwarzenegger. Yeah. So I was told Dan, I was like, I know we did Navy SEALs, and that caught a lot of later guys, but I was like, we haven't done Dolph yet. I was like, I really want to do a Dolph movie, and Dan's like, what's that one that you're always on about? And I'm like, there's like 3 or 4. Which one are we talking about? And I'm rattling off stuff like Red Scorpion, I Come in Peace, all these other. He goes, no, 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 not that one. It's another one that you were just talking about the other day. I'm like, Showdown in Little Tokyo. He goes, yep, never seen it. And I'm like,
Mm.
shut up. You've never seen Showdown in Little Tokyo? And he's like, no, never seen it. I'm like, well, we're doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and go out and say, Rob, I'm sorry over at Action Drunkies. I know they just did this episode like a month ago when this drops, but Dan hasn't seen this. So it got bumped up in the rotation.
Yeah, I had never yes. And it has two of our kind of guiding lights
Oh,
with
yeah.
Al. Al's in this,
Al is in this.
and so is Gerald.
Gerald Akamura is in this.
So they're both in that. So I'm
It's
like, all right, well, when I saw, I saw that they were both in it, and I'm watching and watching, and Al, I guess, was never credited, but I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay, there he is. He's a thuggy. He's one of the
he
randos
is
back there.
you see him twice, and that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
and then Gerald, he's only in the one scene.
Yeah, but I gotta say, for Gerald's one scene, he got to actually do some acting, and I
Yeah,
really enjoy that scene.
yeah, his line was ah.
So Gerald ends up being Al's role from Lethal Weapon, but he's in this one as the torturer with electricity. So there's a running theme with those guys. But the other good thing about this movie is we also get two high end actors for the action genre, and that's Dolph Lundgren, as we said, and Brandon Lee.
Yeah, so Brandon, obviously, a lot of he was killed on the shoot for The Crow. He only actually made, let's see, like a handful of movies.
Yeah.
He did, let's see, a TV movie. His first actual like film movie was called Legacy of Rage. That was
Hmm.
back in '86. Then he did another TV movie. He did one he was uncredited for, another TV movie, and then his actual first theatrical film
Yeah.
was called Laser Mission 1989. After that,
Hmm.
he did this Showdown Little Tokyo,
Yep.
then Rapid Fire, and then The Crow.
Yeah.
Um, he is in the video. He is in Sex Lies and Video Violence. It's some kind of a video that's out. I don't know. It's what's credited.
Never seen it.
In 2000 is when that came out. So I
Yeah,
guess it's some type of
had to be
archive footage of some sort.
archives or clips or something that may have never been seen or something like that.
Yeah. So
Um,
so he did this in 91 and then was killed in 94. So not a lot of um movies to pull from.
no, but Rapid Fire is again a fantastic movie and one that we will have to talk about because one of his favorite on uh, on screen fights is with Al Leong at the end or close to the end of Rapid Fire,
Mm,
and I adore that movie. I mean, this guy was on a rocket ship to the top. I mean, he did this one, then Rapid Fire, and then The Crow. The Crow was huge. You
yeah, yeah.
know,
Yeah.
uh, he had a career ahead of him with
Now,
no end to it.
granted like so I've seen Rapid Fire, but it was oh god, forever ago. Um I saw The Crow
Mhm.
in the theater. I had never seen this. So
How did
based
this
on
one get past you? That's confusing me.
well, I I don't know. But I
Simple answer.
I
I
don't know.
don't know. I have no
I don't
experience.
know. But after watching it, Brandon Lee is not a good actor. He was not a good actor. He a lot of the same facial expressions he made when he would respond to Dolph Lundgren in this was the same exact thing. He was not a very good actor. He could do all the fight scenes,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
But I think from this to The Crow, I think his acting improved quite a bit.
Well, he didn't have a
And that
lot
was
to
only
do in The
like
Crow.
that was only like 2 or 3 years in time
Yeah.
frame,
So,
So I
yeah,
think he could have been a better actor for sure.
I mean,
Later if he'd had more experience.
I think that's what it is. That's what he just didn't have the background yet.
Yeah.
And again, there's been a conversation among a lot of the action guys that we have to like break it down as it's not always the actor's fault. It can just be crappy writing. And this movie kind of falls underneath that too. This is not great writing for this movie. It's a lot of I love one-liners and wisecracks and stuff like that, but he's also trying to play up this valley dude kind of role that he's doing.
Hmm.
And yeah, yeah, I agree. He's wasn't a great actor, as in how he says his line, delivers his lines, and things like that. But as an action star, I mean, we all love Jean Claude Van Damme. We all love Dolph Lundgren too. I mean, come on, have you seen Masters of the Universe?
Unfortunately, yes, I've seen it.
Not
It's
unfortunately, stop it. That was not a disparaging remark I was trying to make.
that movie was horrible.
It was just how Dolph talked
Co-
in the movie.
compared to what it could have been, it was not good.
I'll give you that. I'll give
Yeah,
you that. But
it could have been much better.
it's still an enjoyable movie in my book.
So this movie, Dolph, I I will say he was better in this movie than I expect him to be.
Yeah,
He's better in this movie than I expect him to
I
be.
think this
Brandon
movie
Lee
was
was not as good. I was hoping he'd be better, but it is what it is.
I felt like this movie was kind of like right in Dolph's wheelhouse though, because he actually does study and practice the martial arts. He's very well spoken. I mean,
He's a smart man.
he's a chemical engineer for God's sakes.
Yeah, he
You
turned
know,
down a scholarship to go to MIT, so he's a smart guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He was smart. I'm gonna go make money with my muscles. That's pretty smart in my book.
yeah. I can't. He
If
made
I
more money
looked
doing
like
this.
Dolph, yeah, I would have done that.
He's got more of an ass than you do. So
We
this
saw
movie,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
I have
yeah.
I have no point of reference.
So this movie, everyone. First of all, everyone takes their shirt off in this movie. All the cast take their shirt off at some time.
Yes, but one of them is a fake.
Well, yes, Tia Carrera, they shot her from behind, so obviously that was a fake. But all the actors are shirtless at some time in this movie.
Yes.
That's first and foremost. Second of all, for you out there that are listening to this, I'm sure you've seen the original Mortal Kombat. And the man that played Shang Tsung, Kerry, if I
Just
butcher,
say
my
Carrie
apologies.
Tagawa. Carrie
Yeah,
Tagawa. Don't even
yeah.
say the middle part.
Haruki, I'm gonna
I
try
said don't do it.
Haruki Tagawa. Anyway, so he's the main bad guy in this. So that was pretty awesome. Tia Carrera, I didn't know she did anything but Wayne's World, so that's interesting. She was in this. Um, but the person that kind of blew my mind was Tashihiro Obata, and he was the kind
Yep.
of the right hand man for Shang Tsung in this,
Mhm.
and he is better known as what's the character's name?
Tatsu.
Tatsu in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
Yes. The
Uh,
bald guy following around Master Shredder.
yeah, the one that Casey Jones whips the shit out of
Casey
with
Jones.
the
But
golf
yeah,
club.
he makes it into both movies, doesn't he?
He does.
He's in
He
the
was in
second
both
one.
those movies. He was in Demolition Man. He was in The
He was
Shadow.
he was a cryocon. I saw that
Hmm.
looking up his stuff because I had that in my notes that I was going to be like, hey, did you see the biggest '90s reference we could ever hope to have? And
Yeah,
it was Tatsu.
Tatsu, and he was also in the movie Black Rain, which if you've not seen that one, that's
That's
actually
the
pretty good.
Michael Douglas one, right?
Douglas, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that is the majority of the big cast that you would recognize. Another face that I did recognize in it was Vernie Watson. She played the coroner. She also
Oh
played
yeah.
Will Smith's mom on The Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Yep.
So
Well,
when I recognized her, I went, "Oh wait a minute, I know who that is."
so we're playing a little bit of who's that actor. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw one at you. Philip Tan. He was
Yes.
Tanaka. He was the club owner.
Mm-hmm.
What movie have you seen him in?
He
And the second I say it, you'll be like, "Oh, that's right." Now he's been in quite a bit because he's one of those guys that's like, I know that
He's
face.
a big stunt guy. He does a lot of stunt
He
work.
is. He is the
He was in Batman. He
was
was
he
in the Michael
Batman?
Keaton Batman. Yeah, as
He
a
might have
goon.
been. I'm going
He's
with
Rando.
Lethal Weapon 4. He's the guy that Mel Gibson chases over top of the rooftops, who ends up that he only worked at the Chinese restaurant, and
Oh,
he asks him what the specials were,
ah,
and then Chris Rock is smacking him around. I'm gonna call Johnny Cochran. He fights for me. That's Philip Tan.
that's That's hilarious.
I'll call
That's
Johnny
really good.
Cochran.
I know. Now I'm kind of going to look up his stuff. He was in Kung Pao Enter the Fist, which is fantastic.
Yep.
What else was he in? It's all kinds of good
I
stuff.
love
Yeah, Lethal Weapon 4.
when these guys show up in movies. It's now my new favorite thing. Oh, I guess we can go ahead and say how awesome of a day I had this
Surf
past
Ninjas.
Saturday. Yeah, Surf
Sorry, he
Ninjas.
was also in
That's
Surf
right.
Ninjas.
I remember him as Surf Ninjas.
And Tango and Cash? Oh man, yeah, he's killing it. All
Yep.
right, all right, all right. I'm gonna stop looking at stuff, but he
No,
was
yeah,
killing it.
yeah, he
He's
was
been in some
killing it.
good stuff.
But last week was Al birthday, September
That's true.
30th.
Mhm,
So I'm not friends with him, but you can tag people in Facebook, and if the name lights up blue, potentially they'll see it. So I did a
mhm,
post in the group, hey, happy birthday, Al Leong. Everybody give him 10 Al Leongs today, and did a little gift from him in Big Trouble in Little China.
mhm.
He responded.
I saw that.
It just says thanks. And Jackie's like, that's not his real account. And I was like, no, it is, because it's the one I've sent a friend request to. B,
It's
Gerald is
verified.
friends with him. It's
Yeah.
verified. I'm like, no, Al just said thank you to us. So one step closer, one step closer, sir, to have Al on the show.
On the show. Well, belated happy birthday, Al. On this time on audio. So
That's it.
big. Okay, I was gonna say Big Trouble in Little China. That's why I always got that confused with this movie for some reason. I
Yeah.
guess maybe the little part. I guess I don't know. Uh, so this movie came out in '91, and let me go down here to all the money stuff. I'll hit that real quick.
Yep.
Came out in '91, August 23rd of '91. Its budget was an estimated $8 million, and its opening weekend was $455,000.
Ouch.
That's all it made. Gross
Well,
worldwide was only 2,275,000. Eh, it didn't make much money.
there's an explanation to it. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, this movie did not make great money for Warner Brothers. Um, as far as they were concerned when it came to the box office on this one.
Well, I mean, I guess now's the perfect time to talk
Might as
about it.
well.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
this movie is 15 minutes shorter than it should be. This movie
Hmm.
was heavily edited. The studio, for whatever reason, lost faith in the movie towards wrap up. So they hired an editor to just kind of punch up the action. I mean, I think this movie is only like 77 minutes. It's super fast movie. Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
so they
1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour and 19 minutes. Yep.
Yeah. So they hire, they got it cut down a lot. So you'll be watching this movie going, that didn't make sense. It's
Hmm.
because they cut out a lot. And when you watch it and know that, so it also, they limited the release. And this is the first Dolph Lundgren movie that in several countries was a direct to VHS
Hmm.
movie, and we're talking like Germany, Italy, stuff like that. So a lot of money that they just did. They didn't want to put any money in marketing, which is probably why you never heard of it. I watched this movie a lot later. So it came out in '91, so I'm only 11. I remember renting this with Ben, and there was two, three reasons we rented it. We had seen The Crow, so we were going back looking for Brandon Lee stuff. We heard that Tia Carrere showed her boobs, and every guy that grew up watching Wayne's World watched this movie except for Dan. and 3 was
Fact.
Dolph. It was Dolph Lundgren. You know, so it's like, okay, we got all these things that we like. We're going to rent this movie. From then on, I've always watched this movie. This is a yearly watch for me.
Well, this film, I mean, it was Mark Lester was attached to it to direct it. He
Hmm.
had directed Commando and Firestarter,
Yep.
so you had a decent director attached to it. You had Dolph Lundgren attached to it,
Hmm.
who was a big name, especially a big action
Oh, he
name,
was huge at this point.
then. So, and Brandon Lee, the Lee name obviously, was going to draw
It had a lot of
uh
stroke in Hollywood at the time.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to draw money at that point. So it makes sense that they were going to that they went with this project. Now, whatever happened during filming and they walked away from it, my theory is I'll get into later, but you know, that all makes sense to me. And as I watch this, I go, that's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't they talk about I mean, and I can infer things watching it. I'm smart enough to go, all right, I get this.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. But I'm like, the hell did they not why didn't they explain this? But that
There's
makes a lot of
so
sense.
it's also the reason that the director Mark financed all his own movies after this. He
Yeah, that
got
makes sense.
tired of studio interference, and now it's like I doubt we'll ever see it, but because it's probably doesn't exist anymore. Is to see the true cut. You know, we're used to hearing like, "Oh yeah, this movie was a lot longer, but we had to cut it because of the MPAA." You know, it was
Mhm.
we had to cut
Yeah.
violence, we had to cut all this, but this one was literally cut up because of the studio, and they just turned it into a flash in the pan action movie, which is
Yeah.
also why they direct to videoed it. You know, and I'm telling you, this movie is not a direct to video movie in my opinion. You know, if they'd have just held out, faith in the director and the film, this would have been a pretty big, moneymaker for them had they not messed with it, left it alone.
Well, let's listen to the trailer real quick and let you guys, if you hadn't seen it, based on and obviously it's the trailer you're listening to, you're not seeing it, but listen to the trailer and you tell us if you would have seen this based on what the trailer I know sounds like.
For over 400 years, they've developed their own mysterious traditions. For over 400 years, they've had a strict code of honor and unparalleled standards of respect. For over 400 years, they have terrorized the streets of Japan. Now, they want to control the city of Los Angeles. Determined to leave their mark in blood. Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee are ready for a showdown in Little Tokyo. They're two LA cops who are hungry for a little takeout. Dolph Lundgren, Brandon Lee. Showdown in Little Tokyo.
All right, well, first of all, they're ready for a little takeout. Well, most people when they think of Chinese takeout, this is Japanese, but whatever, we won't
Hey,
even
hey, I have a question.
yeah.
Was this 400 years ago?
400 years ago.
400 years ago. 400 years ago. We get it, bro. Also, when a studio doesn't have faith in a movie, apparently you don't get to talk in the
I thought that
trailer.
too. I watched that trailer and went, they didn't say a single line and they just showed him kicking ass.
This is like pretty heavily like one-liner movie and nothing. Like that's just kicks and voiceover dude. Hey, voiceover
Mhm.
dude, we're going to give you $500 to do this trailer. Okay, guess how much money we have invested in the trailer? 500 freaking dollars.
Yeah, it's all right. So the quick synopsis of it is that the Yakuza or a division of the Yakuza have
400 years ago.
yeah, they developed 400 years ago. They show up in LA now and they're going to start transmitting super meth basically in their beer, and they call it ice. And LA cop Dolph Lundgren gets a new partner, LA cop Brandon Lee, and they go and try to stop them.
Yeah.
That's the very basic
There you go.
wireframe of the thing. And in the process, they end up having to protect Tia Carrera because she knows more than what she should know. That's the very basic wireframe of the whole thing. Now, to get a little more in depth, Dolph Lundgren's character is all into the Bushido code and Japanese culture because his father was an MP in the occupational forces of Japan after World War II.
Yep.
So he was raised in Japan because he has the same exact origin story as Splinter. Essentially, a ninja comes in, kills the parents. He hits him in the face with his own sword, screws up his face, just like Splinter and Shredder. And then somehow he gets sent to a Japanese American orphanage. Instead of some other family member from America finding out about this through the military channels and getting him and bringing him back,
No.
he gets stuck in this orphanage over in Japan.
Yes.
And that's how he speaks perfect Japanese. He built his own Japanese pagoda home. He fully is 100% immersed in Japanese lore and culture and history and honor. Brandon Lee makes fun of him, calls him a samurai, son of a bitch, I think, a couple times, in the whole
Yeah.
nines. Whereas Brandon Lee, his character is supposed to be Japanese American, I assume, even though he's Chinese American.
Yeah.
And Dolph Lundgren's like, don't you know anything about your culture? He goes, my culture, I was raised in the valley, man. I know about malls and MTV and driving up and down Mulholland Drive. I don't know anything about, this culture except the martial arts. My mother put me in there to show that I did have Asian heritage. So that's so now you have that buddy cop kind of dynamic between those two. And Brandon
It's
Lee is a transfer in, so he doesn't know how little Tokyo works like Dolph Lundgren does.
it's a turning on its ear kind of buddy cop scenario. What you
Yes.
expect is not what you get. It's similar in Tango and Cash because
Yeah.
if I describe Tango and Cash to you as their characters without telling you who played who, based on the movies I've seen up till then, I'd be like, well, yeah, Stallone's going to be the renegade, and Kurt Russell's going to be the wearing the suit kind of guy, and you're like, no, totally opposite.
Yeah,
You know,
Kurt Russell really felt or fit that character, but then
it was
Stallone,
great.
the Stallone was really a flip on that. If
Yeah,
you've never seen Tango and Cash and you want to know what we're talking about, watch Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
I
Stallone plays kind of the same character in that.
uh,
A
uh
suit cop.
full disclosure, I haven't shared it in the group. I shared the Steven Seagal DVD that I bought that was
Mhm.
5 Steven Seagal movies. It was $5, so worth
I still think
every
nah, you lost your money on
nope,
that.
worth every penny just for the post. Whether I ever stick that in the DVD or not does not matter, sir.
Oh,
That
yikes.
just to say I own it, but I also bought is it 8 8 comedy action movie collection with Bird on a Wire,
Nice. Okay, Mel
uh,
Gibson, Goldie Hawn.
Cowboy Way,
All right, Woody
um,
Harrelson and Kiefer Sutherland.
Renegades, with Kiefer Sutherland.
Okay,
Um,
what is that one?
there's I'm trying to think of one because I don't have it next to me, but it also has Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
Nice.
It's like I have to buy it again. It was like $8 and it was 8 movies. I was like, that's $1 a movie. That's a value unheard of anymore.
Now I have seen the Cowboy Way probably close to 30 times.
I've seen it 5 or 6 times. I know it. I know I enjoy it. Which was again, it was another movie. I like Bird on a Wire. I like
Mm-hmm. I
Cowboy
like that one.
Way. I know Stop or My Mom or Shoot gets a lot of crap as being a bad movie, but A, I love Estelle, and B, it's not a movie you're supposed to take serious. It's funny. I like Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, you know. And I remember vaguely remembering Renegades, so I was like, I'm pretty sure that was a
I y yeah, maybe I would recognize it if I'd seen it, but, seen the
I wanna
cover for it
say
or whatever, but
at least on the cover, it looks like it's, like, Lou Diamond Phillips or something in it or something like that, like, they did another movie together
okay.
that wasn't Young Guns. Um,
So he wasn't Chavez?
no, he's not Chavez, but, no, so I bought that, but you say "Stop or My Mom Will Shoot," and I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, he says. So, this movie is buddy cop, action kung fu, thriller, essentially. At the beginning of it, the Yakuza is moving into LA and Little Tokyo to take over, and they're at a restaurant where Dolph frequents quite a bit. And they come in, and he gets into a fight with a bunch of them, and Brandon Lee shows up and doesn't know what the hell is going on. So then he and Dolph Lundgren square off with each other, and then they find out essentially that they're both cops. He's the partner and everything else. And this is the begin. I'll play a drop as the beginning of the buddy cop hilarity that ensues.
You know all that upper body strength? That really slows you down.
I'm not slow.
You didn't hit me.
Well, if I did, you wouldn't be here.
Not arguing. But you didn't.
So that starts off a chain of events of their kind of, again, like I said, kind of rough around the edges with each other, but not frenemies. Kind of a dynamic.
Yeah, it's so they
So
be
Lethal Weapon Light.
yeah, this is one of those that I think a lot of people forget about when you talk, like, buddy cops. Um, and they become buddies pretty dang fast. So there's a whole and I do know there was something that was cut was this little introduction of all of his old partners, all of Dolph's old partners, and they're all saying good luck to Brandon Lee when they're walking through the
Hmm.
station with the
Yeah, that
one
part's
dude
still in
that
it.
survived. Well, that part's still in it. Apparently, there was a whole nother segment of his last partner and
Mm.
why it was so hard to work with him. And I want to say there's something that was cut that explained like why um, Yoshida killed his dad. And I'm going to say Okinawa was the military base because I'm pretty sure that's where the military base was
There is
in
one in
Japan.
Okinawa. Yes. Yep.
I don't want to
Yep.
offend anybody, but I'm pretty
No,
sure
no. I
if
had a
I
cousin that
remember
was stationed
Karate
there.
Kid, that
Yes, that was
Karate Kid was
Okinawa.
where the military base was.
Yeah, I actually had a cousin stationed there in the Marines. So yes, Okinawa is there was a military base there, still is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dad was in Korea. He never got moved over to any of the other places, so
yeah.
that's
So
one
see,
thing
that's
I know.
to me, that's the movie suffers because of the cuts, the edits, the fact that why did he kill his dad? I have no idea.
Right.
I have no idea what the hell that was all about, and
Why
why
did
was he
dude
left in an
not
orphanage? And
well, not just orphanage. Why did dude not just slice that kid's head off?
yeah,
His
why did he kill the
lit
kid?
He pushed his own sword into his face. It's not like he took a swipe with his own katana blade. He shoved him and dude's own sword cut him. So it's like,
Yes,
come
yeah. What the
on.
hell? His origin story is a mix of Splinter and Harry Potter. I don't understand what the hell happened. The
Yeah.
fact that they didn't explain that really hurt the movie, I think,
I
because
agree.
I'm sitting there watching it going, "Well, what the hell's his problem? I mean, what happened? What
But
happened?
well, I don't know what happened. No,
What happened?"
as I've again, we talk about this movie and I watched it a ton growing up. There were key reasons we all watched this movie, and it gives you everything you want in an action movie. There's plenty of gunfights. There's
Oh, the
you know
gunfight and the martial arts choreography and stuff, the
oh
fight scenes, they're fantastic.
this it gets high marks just on that alone. Which I guess we just answered our own question why the trailer didn't have them talk. Let's just show all the martial arts fights and gunfire because the rest of it is probably not good. And I'm not saying it's not good. I love this movie. I'm going on record right now. I love this movie. It's in my collection. I watch it all the time, but I also remember being 14, 15 years old watching this and it was Dolph Lundgren kicking ass. And at 14 or 15, there is also an egregious amount of boobage in this movie.
A ridiculous, unnecessary, written in amounts of it.
I
yes.
mean, even to me now, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, guys, we get it.
Yeah,
Yep, okay. They go into a sushi bar and you eat the sushi not off of plates, and you're just like, wow, why? And it had no point.
Super unnecessary.
Yeah, no point. But, boobs. Everybody loves boobs.
This movie, I will go on the record of saying I never saw it when I was, 14, 15, 16 or whatever it was.
No, you watched it when you're 40-something.
45. Yeah, I watched it yesterday. And as I'm recording this, I watched it yesterday. So I won't watch it again. I thought it was
Really?
dog shit.
Damn.
I liked like I said, I liked the martial arts aspect of it. I thought the fight scenes and stuff were really good. I thought the gunplay for early 90s, 80s was right on where it needed to be. It looked just like it should have from like American Ninja or anything else too. So I don't have the nostalgic vibe for this movie like you would want to watch. See, I watch a lot of movies over and over again, like the Blues Brothers and things like that, because I do have I think they're fantastic, but B, I also have a nostalgic connection to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that to this. So I'm watching it.
I get that.
Yeah. So I'm watching it with brand new eyes going, well, Dolph's not a very good actor and Brandon Lee's not a very good actor. And I do like Shang Tsung. He's pretty cool. And the Ninja Turtle guy, he's kicking people's ass. That's pretty interesting and stuff. But, and I'm like, well, none of them have shirts on now. Put your shirts on, guys. You don't need to take your shirts off every scene. This is a little.
Well, they fought. They fought in a bathhouse.
They did fight in a bathhouse. That was interesting. The big sumo dude.
I love that dude. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
That fight.
So, like I said, the fight scenes were really good. If you could just pull all the fight scenes out and watch them.
So the trailer.
Yeah, that was super fun. So I'm watching it going, this movie's not very good. The acting's not very good. Again, the nudity, gratuitous, not needed. Like, I don't enjoy that at all. This is a bit much. The fight scenes were good. And then the ending of it, I looked at and went, yep, this is dumb as shit. I won't get into the ending yet, but I watched it and went,
let's save that explosive
I watched it.
I
watched it and went, well, that's dumb as shit. Don't like it. But there are some good lines in this. There's some funny stuff like, Shang Tsung, I forget the character's name. Yoshida, he has other gangs in, and he's telling them, hey, we're going to be transporting this stuff. We're going to take a cut of yours. And they're like, hey, man, you're putting us out of business. You're not going to take a cut from us. So I'll play a clip where he takes a katana and he cuts like this biker dude's arm off.
Mm-hmm.
He cuts it from like the, I don't know, elbow down, basically.
Yeah, it was like just below the elbow, but it was like forearm gone.
Yeah. So, well, here, I'll play it.
Now you have one hand left to wipe your ass with. Do you want to keep it? Yeah! Do we have a deal? Yeah! How about the rest of you? Yeah, we got a deal, man. Whatever you say.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong, like I said, from an action standpoint, stuff like that was cool. I'm like,
that was cool.
Oh, TJ, yeah, he's like,
everybody else like, yeah, man, no, we're cool, we're with you.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, no problems, man, we're good, dude. Don't you suck our souls or anything, man, we're good, dude. So yeah, like that was hilarious, and there's some other good lines in this that I thought were pretty hilarious.
There's
actually one of the lines.
Quite a few lines that we couldn't even pull for drops.
No, there's a lot of use of the F-bomb in this.
Yeah.
There's one drop that I'll probably save in my repertoire. It cracks me up. We will get to later on. But again, like, I'll play one more for you and then we can take a break. How's that sound?
I think we can do that.
Okay. They go into a karaoke bar, the one with the sushi and everything. And they're trying to get information so they can shake down what's going on. And Brandon Lee ends up kicking the hell out of these two dudes. And Dolph Lundgren stands there and watches him and then critiques him afterwards.
How long did you study?
Since I was 4.
You should have started earlier. That would have helped your form.
I was 4. There's nothing wrong with my form.
And I had to make the comment to Dan when he pulled that. I was like, you do realize he was probably legitimately 4 when he started training. Because
yes.
And Dan pointed probably earlier. I was like, yeah, but probably just like basic fundamental, make sure you walk and not shit your pants kind of thing.
Yeah.
But about 4.
When your father's Bruce Lee, yeah, you probably come out kicking and swinging nunchucks right away. But
it's guaranteed.
yes. So after Bruce died, though, Brandon was trained by a man named Dan Asano.
Yes.
Who is this little man who once kicked me in the head very hard, and it hurt. But that's another story for another day. Let's take I told you I've been hitting the head a lot.
I know.
Let's take a break. We will play some commercials from our other friends on the network.
Yes, network friends.
And when we come back, we will talk more about Showdown Little Tokyo. We will give you the OWL ratings, the body count, and Charlie will also explain why he has no butt for a giant man.
No.
Stick around.
No, we won't.
Welcome to the Monster Movie Stomp Down, where twice a month we review monster movies from all corners of the planet. Join me, Sludge.
I went to watch it the other night, and she's like, why are you watching this? You can quote this movie line for line. That's very accurate.
My co-host, Mark.
Don't ask me to do a stomp down on this, because it's 0.
Okay, dude. Ruben, what's your stomp down rate?
And our brother from Texas, Ruben.
It's just, I'm like, wait a minute. They tricked me into watching this.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
As we give you the history, our review, and the stomp down rating of some of the best and worst monster movies around. Available through the Podbean app, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Amazon. Make sure and check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Just how drunk are we gonna get?
Welcome to Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, where each month we drink finely crafted brews while watching terrible films in order to see just how drunk you have to get to enjoy them. So tune in and join Troy.
Killboy Kreitz.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Dave.
I have the weirdest boner.
And Pete. IPAs are ales, meaning they are bottom fermented. Excuse me, they are top fermented. I that up. Try that again. As we drag Kathleen,
hear me,
kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Here are the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his times in the territories with PG-13 to his times in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Available now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all major podcast formats.
All right, welcome back to Give Me Back My Action Movies, the podcast. Charlie.
Yes.
Why don't you have any butts?
I said we're not doing that.
You sure?
I think Dolph had enough butt for both of us.
That is the burning question, Charlie.
If it's burning, you got more problems than worrying about my butt.
Wait. Did you lose your butt in an accident?
Medic!
Are you sure?
Remember how you said Brandon probably came out kicking and playing with nunchucks?
Mm-hmm.
I just came out with no butt.
Oh, well, that happens sometimes.
My belt's my best friend. It's not black. Well, it might be brown.
It might be brown.
But no, it's the only belt I got, man.
There you go.
Why we have to keep doing this. This is
all right. So Charlie has no butt, but he does love Showdown Little Tokyo. Charlie, I know you do. Why don't you try to convince?
Why don't I try? Okay. Well, I mean, I don't want to repeat what we did on Navy SEALs where I did the checklist, but I will do some kind of quick, we have giant Swedish badass dude that knows martial arts, legitimately knows martial arts. I mean,
unlike Seagal, right? Yeah, go ahead.
you said his name this time. Not well, shit. I've already said it one time because I talked about the DVDs. You only got one more, and he walks through the door.
No, I'll say Candyman before I say that name again.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Exactly.
So we have legitimately like giant dude that can convincingly pull off of martial arts. I love that opening scene where he's still holding the teacup and he's trying to drink while he's like disarming all of the guys in the little diner. You know,
Yep.
just I believe that. Um, Brandon Lee, just in the name, I already know he's going to kick ass, and I love every bit of that. Um, Gunplay galore. Dolph carries a 50 cal Desert
Yep.
Eagle,
Yes, he
like
does.
chromed out Desert Eagle. They almost never reload. He does his final battle in like full Shogun uh clothing and robes with the headband
You know,
and
I
two
said
M16s.
I said convince me why to watch it, not
I don't know
give
why
me a
that.
reason.
How is this not convincing you? He saves Tia Carrera single-handedly from a building full of henchmen on his way to escape, puts her in another car while turning around and flipping an Oldsmobile 442 on its side to act as a
Yes.
bulletproof shield, drives away, turns around backwards, Last Action Hero style, blows up the gas tank, and also takes out Al Leong like Arnold did.
Yep.
And pauses for a second with the gun still pointed like, yeah, I just did that.
Okay, so I appreciate the fact that they gave him a Desert Eagle because a gun of that size looked right for a man of that size.
You
I'll
put
give
that
him
gun
that.
in anyone else's hands, it
Yes.
does not look right.
I have fired one with my tiny little hands years and years and years ago. Yes, it makes sense that he had that gun. Totally cool with that.
I don't have tiny hands, but it still made my hands look small. You know, if
The fact that he flipped over the Oldsmobile was a little, all right. You're not flipping over an Oldsmobile.
anyone other than like Arnold did that, it would have to be Lundgren. I mean, it's not like Brandon Lee went over and did it.
No, no. And don't get me wrong, like Dolph Lundgren in this, he is in fantastic
Dude,
shape.
He is ripped, jacked. I don't know how far away from like Rocky IV this was, but it's Rocky IV minus all of the baby oil. He is not nearly as oily until later. I think he's a little more oily.
You want to do an oily scale from now on? We can do that, I guess.
The oily scale?
The
No.
oily scale?
No.
No. You sure?
I'm
okay,
sure.
Well, I'm just
my
throw it out
other
there to you.
reasons for loving this. Kerry Takawa, that guy is a villain through and through. I know he's played a handful of like good guy roles, but when you see that man's face, he would terrify me if I just happened to bump into him somewhere. Because I'm like you said, he's gonna suck out my soul, or he's gonna cut my head off with a katana. I mean, he literally rapes a girl in front of everyone while videotaping it, and then cuts her head off.
Yep.
Boom. Done. He is the ultimate badass in this movie. Like, come on, what else? What else were you wanting? Let me preface this. We already know why the story was messed up, and it's not the fault of the director or even the writer. We know studio got involved and messed it up. So, aside from I want a story that I can follow.
Sure.
What other reason is there that this is not a movie you would watch again?
The reason, okay, so him running around in samurai gear at the end was dumb as shit. Okay, so
he was running around in his boxers earlier.
Yeah, I know. That was dumb. I didn't need that either. So that was pretty bad as well. Basically, I think it's because Arnold ran around in his while he was rowing out to the island, so Dolph had to wear his running around in his car. I
I
think that's
never
probably why
put
that.
I never put that together because it's the same
Because
director.
the director has a thing for dudes and skivvies, I guess.
You know, I had
And
to back up because the part where he's running in his boxers is when they trap him in the car,
right.
and then he gets out of the car and he's wearing a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
I was like, "What happened?" Well, I backed up and I was like, "He is literally grabbing a sweatshirt as the forklift is ramming him and
Mhm.
proceeds to put it on. Like, well, I'm not dying without my shirt on." And puts the shirt on while he gets loaded into the car crusher. And I was
Yeah,
just like,
it's
I needed to watch that again because I was like, where'd the shirt just magically come from?
well, we will come back to the car crusher in a second, but
Yeah, no, I don't want to get into that yet.
another reason why is at the end of this movie, which
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I will give you that. This is one
So
of the most ridiculous deaths of a villain I've
so
probably ever seen.
at the end of the movie, he's chasing him around with a machine with an M16.
In full
They're
Bushido
having
gear.
in full kung fu Bushido gear there.
Yep.
Yeah, let's not forget that.
Yep.
Samurai gear. And they're having a I think it was the Moon Festival. I think they were saying a parade.
I think that it was the Moon Festival parade. So there's like
Yeah.
everyone dressed up as the dragons,
Yeah,
the
they have
dancers with the masks.
samurai outfits and stuff. And they proceed to take swords off these samurai guys in samurai costume for this
Horsemen.
parade.
So there's
And
dudes
now
riding
have
horses with real katanas.
yeah, they just real katanas on. And then they proceed to have a full-on Highlander style katana battle, except a Wish.com Highlander katana battle. It's really not very good. And they have this katana battle in the middle of the street while everyone's watching, circling around watching them. And they fight. Fine, no problem. I can go with that. He ends up killing the bad guy, obviously,
Yeah.
runs him through, and then doesn't pick him up, doesn't grab him by his belt loop or anything like that. Just holds him by the sword like he's holding a corn dog, right?
A kebab.
A kebab, and just throws him in the air about 5-10 feet or so through the air.
Yes.
He sticks in a round wooden circle like you would like the knife throwing circles that they put the assistants on, something like that, but it's one of those big firework spinny circles. So as he's hanging there,
it's a fire wheel.
The fireworks go off. He starts spinning around, and then it explodes in the fire and burns him down and kills him and burns him to nothingness in a matter of like a minute.
So I 100% agree with you. That ending is, and I know you did it fairly quickly. He doesn't just get thrown on it and spin around and explode. He gets thrown on it and proceeds to yell for a solid 10 seconds.
Yeah, sticks
while
into it.
Spinning. So it's like,
yeah.
Is the sword not going to cut through him? Like if all the body weight had held down, because that would have been a cool final death. Because if it had spun him around on where he's upside down and it went right through his groin, yeah, because he had a fascination with those things. But
indeed,
the thing explodes, and I 100% agree. It is the most ridiculous ending of an action movie.
It's such dog shit.
I mean, I think Hellbound's ending was almost as good as Showdown. But you're leading up. I thought the fight before that was actually really well done.
The swordplay portions I thought were. I didn't think they were very good. The martial arts portions of it, because Dolph Lundgren gets disarmed and he's fighting unarmed basically against this guy, and some of that looks good, some of that looks, like you said, Dolph could actually throw the kicks and knew the forms and stuff. So it looked fine.
He's actually
a man who
he's fighting with the sword in form as well too when you pay attention.
Yeah, it felt a little clunky watching it.
Honestly, it's one of those things, and I'm not arguing this fact with you. I'm really not. This is one of those instances that I felt like if they had sped it up ever so slightly, it
Yeah.
felt very slowed down without
Yeah.
it's like they were filming it and they were getting their moves correct, but they
Mhm.
filmed it in real time and never bumped it that little millisecond it
Yeah.
needed.
There was a few times when, oh, crap, what's his name?
Yoshida.
Tagawa, yeah, Yoshida, he was swinging at Dolph, and you could see the blocks looked just like clanks.
Yeah.
They didn't look like they were actual parries or
Uh,
trying to.
there was no force behind it.
Yeah, it was just it looked like blocking almost in a scene. It wasn't.
The
It
one
wa
part of
it
the
just
one
wasn't
part of
good.
that whole fight that actually takes me out of it is when Dolph is on the ground and Yoshida comes at him and he does that double leg kick. The
Mhm.
way they film it from behind Yoshida, and then it flips to kind of a side angle of him kicking. The
The
sword's in the
continuity was
wrong
off.
yeah, the
Yeah.
sword's in the wrong place. He
It's
was
bad editing.
nowhere near set up for that type of move. And I
Yeah.
know we're talking about and probably filmed in the 80s, but
But
a
bad editing
90s
still.
action.
Mhm.
Again, it was no fault of anyone in the movie or anything like that. It was
No,
just
that the
that's what happened.
continuity issue, bad
So
editing.
I give you that ending was terrible, but there's
That
so
was
much
terrible.
more movie to that would not keep me
Yeah,
from watching it though.
like I said, the nudity was gratuitous.
Yeah,
The,
I mean, yeah, it
the
was, and
and
that's us saying
honestly,
it too, you know.
Brandon Lee's acting was just so bad in this. And I knew him mostly from The Crow, which obviously he didn't have to be an Academy Award winning actor to do.
No, he didn't even have a lot
Obviously,
of lines. It can only
you know,
rain. It can't rain all the
yeah,
time.
it doesn't rain all the time. But it's still, I was just watching going, he's not good. I
I
felt
mean,
bad. It's not
the
good.
superior movie for him is Rapid Fire. I mean, it really is. But
Yeah.
again, we're talking about this guy's in his, we'll just use the word infancy of his
Mhm.
action,
Mhm.
career.
He was probably 25 or 6 or so when this was made. Yeah.
And then the director goes, "You're Japanese American from the valley, and you go to the mall and you
Yeah.
drive your dad's car. Your dad's a flippin' dentist or whatever he says.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what when you're not given a whole lot to work with, it's like
Yeah. I
what
mean,
what do I think like Valley kids sounded? Because I probably went to school with some of them. What do I think they
sure.
sound like? That's kind of what I would picture. What a
Wha-
Valley dude would sound like.
This movie, okay, so watching this movie, this is one I would like to have a remake of, modern,
Ooh.
with an updated script.
Mm.
It wasn't filmed very bad. I'm like, the camera shots,
No.
cinematography is good. It looked fine. Yeah,
Cinematography is really well
it
done
was
on
shot
this.
pretty good. So, modernize it.
Mhm.
Redo some of the script, redo most of the script. The script wasn't very good. Redo most of the script. The elements of the Yakuza, the guy cutting his own finger off because he disrespected, all of that stuff.
I did like that.
Tagawa's character being just very ruthless and stuff. I
See,
liked all of that. I thought that was good. I would like this movie if someone would remake it in a modern style and actually give a shit about
well,
putting it together and putting it out.
I think what I'll counter that with is I want to see something similar to this, but please don't remake it because you're never going to get. I mean, what villain could you picture now that could play Kerry Tagawa's character? That guy just has this look about him that I've I, I've not seen it. I mean, we watch a lot of these more modern action movies still, but
Mm-hmm.
we've yet to actually get these. We're sitting here talking about the secondary characters alongside of the main actors when we're talking about this movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That says a lot for these guys' careers and why they were even put in these movies. I don't think we have that right now, and if we do, we're not seeing it. You
Yeah,
know,
they're probably out there, but again, it's probably a generation that, especially I'm not familiar with. I don't watch a lot of. I just don't watch a lot of movies. especially a lot of the modern day type stuff, as much as I really should.
Yeah. We do a
But
movie podcast, by the way.
Yeah, well, these are old ones. Yeah, and I watch one whenever you tell me I have to watch it.
I know.
So,
you're doing good.
I watched 2 last night, actually. I watched this, and then I watched Hooper afterwards. 1978, Burt Reynolds.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen Hooper since I was a kid.
Burt Reynolds, Jan Michael Vincent, Sally Field.
Jan Michael Vincent.
Roscoe from Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Fellow Kentuckian.
Wow.
So I watched that afterwards, actually.
I mean, I've watched
that's an action movie.
The Halloween special for the horror show. So
Terry Bradshaw's in that. So anyway, like I said, there's probably actors out there that could pull off something like this. Again, I don't know off the top of my head, but I didn't have a problem with the concept of the movie.
No, the concept is solid. The concept is 90s action.
The fight sequences were really well done. The gunplay was right on for the era of gunplay.
The era of we're not going to
shooting the Uzi sideways and stuff. It was all made sense.
Every bad guy had an Uzi. The good guys either had pistols or for some reason M16.
An M16, yeah. So like I said, it just beyond that, it wasn't very good. I would like to have a remake of this. Now if I would have seen it at 14, I might have a different perspective on it.
This movie makes a mark in a 14-year-old. I mean, this is literally one that I've got to think really hard on when I can let Anthony watch it. Just for the nudity.
Well, just for the boobs.
I mean, it's an excellent action movie that I have zero problem with him seeing, like getting a dude's arm cut off. And I know it sounds weird. It's like, well, you're talking, you want to let him watch Total Recall. Yeah, but it's like a quick scene that is memorable, but it's memorable for a weird reason.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. This one is just like, you've said it perfectly. It was gratuitous.
Yeah.
And I know there's guys out there that love that stuff. Probably some women too. I'm not going to judge. But there was stuff they just didn't need to be in there. The Tia Carrera part didn't bother me. It was all the others. And that was a body double. I'm going to break every 90s kid. Look, when I found...
When they film it from behind, it's a body double.
When I found out, because again, the other reason 14, 15-year-old boys watch this movie was we get to see the chick from Wayne's World's boobies. And, later on, like in the 2000s was when I found out, it's like, oh, that's not her. That'll break a guy's heart. But I still love the movie. It's just still one of the Dolph Lundgrens. Now, this was not going to be the Dolph Lundgren I would have picked for us to watch. We picked it because you had never seen this, so I was like,
"That's true."
We're watching it, but this is not the best Dolph Lundgren movie there is. It's obviously not.
Oh no.
While I think he's probably like you said, he's the fittest.
Mm-hmm.
He does fit the character and plays the character well, and again, he's believable in a martial arts movie. I wish he'd have done more martial arts movie. He barely does any in Universal Soldier,
right?
Because he can't. Yeah. While he holds his own with Van Damme, you're not going to overshadow Van Damme in a Van Damme movie. That's not.
He won't
allow
that. Yeah.
And most other movies, he's aside from like Rocky, he was a cop, like in. I Come in
Red
Peace.
Scorpion. Oh yeah,
Red Scorpion. He was military.
Military.
He was just a regular military guy that gets trained or rescued by Aboriginal people. Honestly, I would probably have picked that one because I don't know if you've seen Red Scorpion or not.
I have not.
So I don't know how easy it's going to be for us to find that one. That's the other reason. Like, right, we'll say it right now. If as of this time, HBO Max is playing Showdown in Little Tokyo. So
yeah, that's how I watched it. Yeah,
it's super easy to get. I own it. Obviously I loved it. But
I mean, my favorite Dolph Lundgren movie obviously is Universal Soldier.
Yeah, I mean that one is probably tied with I Come in Peace for me. But I Come in Peace has a very strong nostalgia thing for me.
Mhm.
because it was among the first group of action movies my dad let me watch. Um, and that one just it really wasn't even Dolph that stuck in your mind. It was the alien dude that I
Oh,
got
yeah, he was
is
creepy.
so that movie's right up there. But I mean, movie wise, Universal Soldier's a better movie. I just don't
Mhm.
know in my personal list, it's probably incomparable. Um, but no, I understand your reasoning.
Yeah.
I kind of I kind of knew how you were going to respond to this movie because I knew the ending was ridiculous. It really is. There's no one can excuse that. The ending is just utterly ridiculous.
It's
I
pretty
wish
bad.
they would have redone that. I mean, I would have been fine had they just stabbed him and then cut to the end of the movie.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, yes, that would have been much better. If they would have done that, I would probably have given this movie higher marks than I'm going to. But what I'm watching it, I'm like,
Or just
this is
let the thing catch on fire.
this
Let
is
it catch on
ridiculous.
fire without him spinning and burn him. Leave out the fireworks could still be
Oh,
going.
oh, and let's not forget at the beginning when he jumped over a car that was coming
I
at him
love
too.
that.
I
I
mean, he did the Dragon Bruce Lee Mortal Kombat flying kick over the car, and I went,
that
nope,
is that is
no
my
one, nobody that
favorite.
size would have done that.
I don't know. I
Nope,
don't I
no,
don't I no, I
nope,
don't
not
know.
happening. No, ridiculous,
They
absolutely
said that
ridiculous.
man did not move like the size he is.
That's fine. It's ridiculous.
No, I love that scene, and I love how all of the bad guys in the car react to seeing what they just saw.
Oh no,
Because
that part's hilarious.
Because
Yeah,
it
but
was
it's like,
Sabo, the guy from Ninja Turtles, and like all the
mhm,
other guys, and they're like talk. It's all like in Japanese to each other, but they're all like, you can. There's not even subtitles, but you know what they're saying. Like, holy shit! Did you just see what that guy did? He just jumped
yeah.
over the freaking car. How awesome was that? That was kind of actually cool. That was low key cool, guys. And they just keep driving.
I think they were like, "Do you see that?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's ridiculous." And they're like, "Yeah, I
No, I
know, right?"
wasn't. That was not ridiculous.
That was
No,
goofy.
I will fight you on that one. I gave you everything
I'll
else you
drive
had
a car
problem
at you, you
with.
could just jump over it. Well, this movie does have a few memorable lines in it.
It does.
Like Charlie was saying, when they catch him, when Dolph Lundgren and he's wearing a sweatshirt and his underwear, and they put him in a car smasher, and then it's supposed to be getting car shredded. Like everyone watches these shredded videos now on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
It was going through a car shredder.
It was.
They get out, but
In
this is they kick the roof off and
in
they get out.
90s style, they get
Right.
out.
Here's after they get out.
What did that mean? Or roughly translated, out of the frying pan and boned up the ass with a red hot poker.
There you have it.
You have lines like that. You have
You're
okay.
not
So,
at that. How
no,
wild was that line?
not as wild as the next one.
That's true.
After Dolph and Brandon Lee go and get Tia Carrera and go back to Dolph's hand-built Japanese pagoda home, and he boned down on her, and all the bad guys are showing up, and he shows up in again just his underwear.
Yep.
Then they're going to fight all these bad guys, and then might be one of the most ridiculous things I've ever played.
Kenner, just in case we get killed, I wanted to tell you, you have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Thanks. I don't know what to say.
How about don't get killed?
Don't get killed.
You too.
I straight up when Dan, because we pick our drops before we record, Dan goes, "Is there any particular drop you want?" I'm like, "Well, there's one line that this movie is well known for, but I don't know if we should do it." And he goes, "Already got it," and he plays it, and I'm like, "Okay, I guess we're going there," because honestly, that is the line this movie is known for, and it is edited because, and not in the way you think it would be. He originally goes, "You have the biggest one I've ever seen on a white guy," And for some reason, that was the tipping point, and they took it back down to just Guy.
That was it.
There are so many odd. I don't even want to say the words in this movie of them two talking to each other half the time that you're just like, wow, I kind of want to see another adventure with these two.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's the writing is. They tried to really make him buddy cop, and
Which I believed.
it's just not.
I believe they were buddy cop. Honestly, they just didn't have the one guy that hated the other guy. They actually just became like buddies, you know?
Yeah. They so the writers on this, I looked them up. Neither one of them had written anything like real big on this. The one gentleman, let's see, Stephen Glantz, he'd written some episodes of The Fall Guy. Okay.
I can see that actually.
And another person named last name is Brattle Street wrote episodes of Adam 12 and Dragnet before this movie. So, I mean,
dude, I can actually see that. So Fall Guy would be the entire him going in by himself to save Tia Carrera.
Yeah, it's
jumping out of the house, and then everything Adam 12 was like the car chase.
Yeah, so this movie was written by a couple people who had no business writing an action movie, especially in this time frame.
Because they crash a beer truck through a center block wall.
Yeah. It's just the movie was written poorly, very poorly. So again, give me a remake with a well-written script. Don't cut out the stuff to give me backstory so I care about these characters, because I don't. And find someone to be a complete badass bad guy, and I'm good. Then I would have enjoyed. Oh, and of course, don't skewer a guy and throw him on a cutting board and spin him around.
Well,
but
then I have the movie for you, sir.
You know,
the next
don't do
movie we're
those things.
doing is Dolph Lundgren's Punisher.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That would never. That I don't believe that movie was ever made, sir.
Give me all this but this. All right, I'll give you that. And I think it's still the Yakuza. So I will give you Showdown in Little Tokyo Part 2, Frank Castle Lives.
If it's the Punisher, it better be the Yakuza, probably. I mean, you know, I saw that movie probably once when I was a kid. And I remember Chappie's in it, right? From Iron Eagle, right?
Yeah.
He's in there.
Louis Gossett Jr.
Louis Gossett Jr. Right. He's in it. I don't remember it, I don't remember much else beyond that, except obviously it's Dolph Lundgren, and well, you know, he's not. I can't imagine him being the Punisher.
Dolph Lundgren with black hair that's all greasy, and he's on a motorcycle.
You know, in fairness, I can't imagine anyone being the Punisher now after
John
the
Barenthal
Netflix series. Yeah, I just I can't.
So Jackie's just now. Well, she's been into it for a few weeks now, but she has only just started watching the Walking Dead series,
Mhm.
and John Barenthal's in it.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He plays Shane. I read the books and I utterly hated that character. Therefore, I hated the actor that played Shane for a long time till he played the Punisher.
Mhm.
Like, even when they announced it, I was pissed because I'm like, I hate that guy. No fault of John Barenthal. So if you're listening, John, this is no fault of yours, but the way that character was wrote and done, I hated it. And then I watched The Punisher, and it totally redeemed yourself. You know?
Yeah. Again, like I said, I've seen, I have seen the Dolph Lundgren when I was a kid.
I own it,
and I can't. And I've seen all the subsequent Punisher films,
which were good.
I can't imagine anyone else doing it now besides Bernthal. He's just amazing portrayal of that character.
No, I 100% agree. I didn't
You
know
know,
we were going to jump into the
so-
whole Punisher thing. I was just trying to make a
Well-
Yakuza Dolph Lundgren joke.
Well, there you go. You made one. Anyway, so that's this movie in a nutshell. Charlie, you wanna do a bit?
I want to do a bit, or do I want to?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I think we call them segments, sir.
Body count, body count, body count.
So this one kind of surprised me.
Okay.
58.
58 dead bad guys, huh?
58, yeah, dead bad guys, because no good guy dies in this movie.
Hmm.
Because I'm not going to count the girl at the beginning because she wasn't good because she was smoking ice.
She was a crackhead.
Yeah, so that doesn't count. No. And I had to go back. I was like, that seems like a lot, but they like take out like so many other like gang members in some of the fights. The opening, the fight at the beginning that we totally passed over. I think we did mention it briefly,
Mhm.
but he does the Batman entrance.
Yeah, he does. They're down through the rooftop during the
rooftop
kickbox match.
skylight.
Yeah.
But like Yoshida's men like mow down most of the audience,
Mhm.
you know, in the whole beginning segment, and then subsequently there's just always more and more bad guys. You know, who knows how many he killed at the house and all the other ones that were off screen during like explosions or something. You know. Also, I'm going to bring up, how did Brandon Lee think that liquid that he dropped Sato in was flammable enough to ignite with a lighter, yet not think maybe it's all going to blow up, because as soon as he does it, all the other beer cookers explode and the top was open. So it's like,
Thank you for reminding me of something else that was dog shit about the movie. I appreciate that.
I was like, they couldn't just let the dude like drown or act like it was boiling or something, you know. No, he has to flick a lighter, you know, ignite it, throw it into the liquid, and he looks surprised that it all blows up as he runs away.
Now, I'm not a brewer, or am I versed much in brewing? I know how to drink the beverages, but I don't understand at what stage of the brewing process would beer be explosive like that. I understand ethanols and things like that if you're doing corn mash and things, but with beer I don't understand.
I mean, I know not every movie can afford it, but I really think that they should have looked into having a chemical engineer on set to walk them through this.
They did. He was doing push-ups.
Looking at you, Dolph. Oh, and I keep remembering things. One other thing to try and sway you, which I know we're not going to sway you, is we got a montage in this movie. We got the training after they survive the car crusher and his girlfriend is taken over by Yakuza. Nope. Got to go train in a montage as I get ready for my final battle.
Yeah, it was a quality montage.
It really was.
It wasn't very
honestly.
long, but it was quality.
That and
he finished up by punching a heavy bag.
And the fight in the pagoda when he has every Japanese weapon that we thought of as kids. They were like, what do the Ninja Turtles have? You need to have it. He had size. He had throwing stars. He had the hook blade. Yeah, the commas. That's what you knew where I was going. Mm-hmm. He had all of it, and he's throwing them through the paper walls, killing everybody. And then they lose still. But
yeah, they still lost.
They looked at Sato and went, "Hey, what were all the weapons that they used on Ninja Turtles?" And he's like listing them off, and they're like, "We got
golf club, cricket bat, hockey stick."
They went and asked Gerald and Al, "Hey, what do you guys got in your trunk?" Well, we had it in an Oldsmobile, but you assholes blew it up a second ago. 58. 58's the body count.
58. All right. You ready for this one? Ready? I'm so happy I put that together.
I do enjoy that. I really do. But
It's not bad.
apparently that sound indicates it's time for our Ao Leong rating system.
That is indeed time for the Al Young rating system. When you think of Al, you think of punches and yells, and that's what we got there. So, Charlie, on the Al Young scale, how Al Young is this movie?
How Ao Leong is this movie?
Yeah,
Oh,
how many
sir, that
Als?
changes everything because not only is it Al, it's Gerald, it's everybody
That's
I
right.
love. Um, Look, I admit this is not the greatest action movie ever made. Heavy, heavy nostalgia in this rating. But it's a 7.5. It's a movie that I feel like everyone should watch because I mean, for Brandon Lee to really only do three, you know,
Mhm.
major movie releases, you need to see all of them. It's in the Dolph Lundgren library as far as I'm concerned. Kerry Tagawa nails it as I mean, this bumps him way up on my villain list. You know, he's easily kind of forgotten if you're like if if you ignore Mortal Kombat, like if you're really thinking about like the R-rated action movies, you know, he sometimes gets left, not thought about. Then you watch this movie going, what the hell was I thinking? This guy needs to be like in top 10 or top 20 at least of, movie villains. Um, yeah, 7.5 for Showdown in Little Tokyo. I stand by that.
Yeah, he was a real scumbag in this movie.
Oh, he was.
Absolutely, he was. Um, I'm trying to think of some of the other stuff that he was in. I know he was an extra in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes. Matter of fact, I
He
think he's
was
one of the
in
good guy extras in Big Trouble in Little China, isn't he?
I think
I think
so.
that's one of the ones where he's like a good guy, essentially.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. So let me think here. The fight scenes and stuff were choreographed well. The gunplay was done correctly
Mhm.
for the time. God, this movie's bad. I so bad. It does have Gerald electrocuting him on a griddle, and there were some pretty funny lines there about being basted between
Yeah, I
cooking cycles.
wanted to put that one on, but they
Yeah,
end the perfect line with the loudest F bomb I've ever heard in a
pretty
movie.
good one. Yeah,
But
yeah.
YouTube it. It's great.
All right, I'm going to give this movie I'm going to give it 5 Alliangs.
That
I thought about 4, but I'm going to give it 5 because again, like I said, the bathhouse scene's pretty good. The fight scenes in it was cool. It was cool to see the dude from Ninja Turtles in there.
Yeah.
The bad guy was a nasty bitch. I did enjoy that quite a bit.
hmm
And some of the one-liners in there cracked me up. They were pretty hilarious. So yeah, I'll give it a 5 on this one.
No, that's respectable, s- grade. I I'm actually surprised. I was really like thinking you were going to be like 3 or 4, but
Yeah, like I said, I was knowing that they cut it to death because it would have been lower
yeah.
because I mean, and it actually in all reality should be lower because the film I was presented didn't make sense in a lot of ways and kind of sucked. But I'll give it a little bit more leeway because I know that they did cut it and things of that nature, and that helps kind of go, all right, well, all right, that makes sense. But why just you know why? What? Let me know what's going on
Yeah.
with
Well,
I
see,
didn't care about the characters at all for the most part. Um,
no, because they cut out
but
everything you're supposed to care about.
yeah, you really
That's really
yeah.
look. I had the same issue with Near Dark that me and Nate just did.
Mhm.
That we picked the movie, and I had a rating in my head when we picked it, and then I watched the movie, and I was like, "Yeah, no, that rating's way down." And then I watched the making of, and when I heard how they went into the movie and what they were intending the movie to be, it actually bumped it up. So I like now that we're doing this, we have the ability to go on stuff like IMDb or YouTube or, these other things and actually find out the stuff we didn't know back then. Because I agree with you. Had this been written like this from start, God, it would be terrible. This was terribly written. This was just, let's throw every, stereotype of an action movie in this, shake it up and film it. But
Well,
no,
that and everyone from Asian descent were all Japanese all of a sudden. Tia Carrere, Japanese. Brandon Lee, Japanese. Everyone, Japanese.
and that's a product of Hollywood
Yep.
and at that time. But there was something I don't want to butcher this, that somebody was like trying to speak on behalf of these people on like, why are they always stereotyped into these roles? Why are they always doing this? I'm like, they still accepted the job. They still did the movie. They know it's playing a character in a movie. Oh, you want me to be Japanese? All right. I'm Chinese or I'm Cantonese or I'm, Korean, you know, they still, it was a paycheck. It's like, it's okay. They still did it. And a lot of them are still doing it. So
Hmm.
we'll let it go.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's no political view on it. I'm just saying it. I was just like, she's not Japanese. It's Tia
Well, I mean,
Carrere.
we can literally go in like you were talking about,
Brandon Lee, obviously Chinese American.
you were talking about Kerry Tagawa and some of the stuff he's been in, and I'm looking through his stuff. Like his literal character name in some of these movies is Oriental Man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
sometimes it doesn't even get broke down into region. It's
yeah.
just, hey, you're Oriental. Come be the Oriental guy and yell. That Al and Gerald made a living off of this stuff.
Hmm.
I mean, they rare how hard it's been for us to find a drop for Al to honor him with our rating system. We can't even find a good one of him talking other than when he's Indo and he says, "Sorry, pal." You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
and honestly, it's not a good lead up for a drop where Al goes, "Sorry, pal." You know, so we do punches, kicks, screaming as he falls off of a building, or he gets an ice cream cone to the back of the head,
Well,
or
that's the old classic Wilhelm scream. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's perfect.
or Dolph Lundgren shoves Gerald's face into Bruce Lee and electrocuting between the two of them.
Oh, you mean Brandon Lee?
Brandon Lee could have been
Yeah.
Bruce Lee in another movie, but yeah, Brandon Lee. One of us was going to look. I have, you know how hard it is for me to not mix up the horror and the action thing on our titles and all this. So I slip up calling Brandon Lee Bruce Lee. I'm
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all good. It's
A
all good,
point
man.
got across, and I'm not standing. I'm getting off the pedestal now. I'm off
No,
the pedestal.
you're all good, man. So, Showdown Little Tokyo, see it for what
Watch
it
it.
is.
Watch it.
Like I said, I think the fight scenes are good in it. You know, I wish it would have been written better, for sure.
Look, we know Dan now for 17 episodes. We kind of got a good feel for what Dan considers action movies that are good and high scaled. I didn't expect it to even be a 5, so we're going to call this a win. Well, because when you say I've never seen it, you're just automatically going, "Oh my god, he's going to tear it apart." And I was making the joke to him that we have our movies picked out for the Halloween stuff, and I'm like, "Be glad you didn't watch the horror one because I think you would have quit the show if I made that the action one." Although
Well,
I did say that at Hellbound, and you surprised me. So,
well, the one we're going to watch sounds like it's going to be pretty awful as well. So,
oh, but it's awful in all the best ways.
that's what you said about Hot Shots Part D.
Stop it! I still love that movie.
I know you do. All right. Well, as we wrap things up, we are going to go ahead and do our end of the show housekeeping and thank yous, throwing them out, and that's going to Poster Smash. Subscribe on all of our socials. You can check us out on Facebook. You can check out Charlie runs the Instagram.
Both the
What
action
else?
and the horror.
Yeah, well, yeah, everything. Yes,
Yep.
at this point now. Um, The horror group is up and running and running strong. The
Yes.
action group is always been running strong.
Yep.
And we've got some soft drops for something else out there. If you find it and you join it, great. If you don't, that's cool too for now. I won't even promote it, but
Yeah, we
there is
haven't,
another one out there. If you want to soft drop, find it.
Yeah.
I want to
It's in
thank
beta.
Yeah, it's beta testing. If you have any emails, you can send us at gmbmampod@gmail.com. Of course, we want to thank Mountain Empire Comics in Johnson City and Bristol, Tennessee, respectively. Check them out on Facebook. And everything else you heard during the commercial segment, pretty much.
Yeah.
Charlie,
just
anyone else you want to?
I know I said it in the horror episode, but if the action guys skipped it, our dudes over at Poster Smash, which is James and Bobby, they have a movie out called Witch House, and it has won awards on the international circuit. And they just had their big premiere the other night. So congratulations to those guys.
That's awesome.
Supposed to have them on a show here pretty soon. I think we're just waiting to see when we can get what you call a screener. You know, whenever a movie's out, they still try to get it out to people to review. So as soon as I can get a screener in my hand, we're going to have those guys on. Probably for the horror segment, but the guys are also super interested in action, and they've requested a particular movie to be on for. So I'll have to tell Dan about that later. So we may have them on at some point, but that's my big news as far as that goes. And just be ready for it's nothing spectacular. We just have some really fun Halloween movies coming up. Movies most people are not going to be expecting from us, but I'm looking forward to them.
Well, that's it, folks. That's this week's episode. Of course, like I said, if you like it, if you didn't like it, let us know on Facebook, review, subscribe on all the podcatchers out there, Podbean, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you listen to this podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything.
Yeah, and if
whether
they
it be
offer
action or horror,
if they offer a way to rate us, please. We love to see that stuff. I know Podbean lets you put comments and rating. I know Apple does.
Yep.
Think Amazon might do it too. I'm not 100% sure. We're on some weird ones. Like we'll just check the thing and it's like, this is your percentage of listeners on Bleebie Blah Blah Blue podcast network. I'm like,
that's true.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Apparently for a while we were number one in Thailand, and I didn't see anything in Thailand on us.
No, but you know what? Hey, maybe we should tour Thailand now and do the
tour
show.
Thailand.
There you go.
We'll go to see our fan. Apparently,
Yeah.
why we're huge in Thailand.
Exactly.
But no, if it helps us out a lot just on getting out there, but also just kind of makes us feel good when we know that you're listening and enjoying the show.
That's true. Okay. We will see you in 2 weeks. Charlie will see you next week.
Yep.
With a spooky movie.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky.
Yeah. Charlie, you got anything to add?
I'll be back.
I knew you'd say that.